Recap of The Black Phone, 2022. The Black Phone is a psychological horror film from 2022, directed by Scott Derrickson and based on the short story of the same name by Joe Hill, son of Stephen King. The movie tells the story of Finney Shaw, a 13-year-old boy who is kidnapped by a serial killer known as the Grabber and held captive in a soundproof basement. The main tool for Finney's survival is a mysterious black phone, which, despite being disconnected, starts ringing and becomes his only connection to the previous victims of the killer. The film opens by introducing the setting, a small town in the late 1978. This was a time when child disappearances were tragically common, but the authorities are struggling to cope with what seems to be a string of kidnappings with no clear pattern. The town's atmosphere is grim and unsettling, with fear spreading through the streets as more and more children vanish without a trace. Finney's family dynamic. The relationship between Finney and his family plays a crucial role in the story. He lives with his sister Gwen and their emotionally abusive father, who is struggling with the loss of their mother. From the beginning, Finney is shown as a shy and vulnerable boy, while Gwen is portrayed as braver and more defiant. However, it's Finney who will have to face the greatest challenges throughout the movie. Finney's school life further highlights his isolation. He's bullied and finds it difficult to stand up for himself. These early interactions are important as they establish the contrast between his life before and after the abduction. He transitions from being a boy dominated by fear and violence to someone forced to fight for his life. Finney's abduction. The turning point comes when Finney is abducted by the Grabber, played masterfully by Ethan Hawke. The Grabber is a mysterious and unsettling figure, always wearing grotesque masks that partially obscure his face, heightening the psychological terror he inflicts on his victims. Hawke's performance, coupled with Derrickson's meticulous direction, creates a suffocating sense of dread throughout the film. Once Finney is taken to the basement, where other children had been held before him, he finds the black phone, which becomes central to the mystery. Despite being disconnected, the phone starts ringing. When Finney answers, he hears the voices of the Grabber's previous victims. Each of the children tries to help him by sharing what they learned during their own failed escape attempts. These voices act as ghosts from an unresolved past, refusing to be silenced. Thematic analysis and symbolism. The black phone is not just a tool for communicating with the past victims. It also functions as a powerful symbol. It represents a bridge between the past and the present, between the living and the dead, and between the victim and the captor. Through this device, the movie explores the concept of collective memory and the idea that trauma doesn't simply vanish. It lingers, reverberating through time, much like the persistent ringing of the phone. Each child who speaks to Finney through the phone contributes a piece to the puzzle that could lead to his freedom. However, what truly strengthens Finney is not only the external help, but his ability to overcome his fears and find strength within himself. The phone, in this case, serves as both a guide and a reminder that, even in the most desperate situations, there is always a way out. Another key symbolic element is the Grabber's mask. The mask, which changes throughout the film, reflects the different facets of his personality. At times, it is smiling, at other times, angry or blank. These changes symbolize the Grabber's mental instability and disconnection from reality. By hiding his true face, he also conceals his humanity, making him appear almost mythical, a personification of fear itself. Gwen's role in the plot. While Finney is trapped in the basement, his sister Gwen begins having strange and disturbing dreams. She believes these dreams are visions, a psychic ability seemingly inherited from their mother. Gwen tries to convince their father and the authorities that her dreams could help locate Finney, but they remain skeptical. As the film progresses, her visions become increasingly crucial to solving the mystery. Gwen's visions add a second layer of suspense and tension to the movie. While she's not directly involved in Finney's captivity, her psychic connection to the events happening in the basement plays a vital role in uncovering the truth. Gwen acts as a conduit between the real world and the supernatural, helping to unravel the Grabber's mystery. Final act and analysis. The film's climax is intense and emotionally charged, as all the pieces of the puzzle finally fall into place. Armed with the knowledge and strength he has gained from the voices of the previous victims, Finney uses every available resource to orchestrate his escape. The ending not only offers a satisfying resolution to Finney's story arc, but also explores deeper themes of overcoming trauma and reclaiming agency. One of the Black Phone's greatest strengths is its ability to balance psychological horror with a story of empowerment. While the film is filled with fear and tension, it also delivers a message of hope. Finney, who starts the story as a helpless victim, becomes a hero not only for himself, but also for the children who came before him. He breaks the grabber's cycle of terror, and his escape symbolizes the triumph of the human spirit over evil. Additionally, the film raises questions about the nature of evil and lost innocence. The grabber is a multifaceted villain whose motivations are never fully revealed, making him even more terrifying. Meanwhile, the children's ghosts, stuck between life and death, personify the idea that trauma, especially in its most brutal form, can leave deep, lasting scars. Conclusion: the lasting impact of The Black Phone. The Black Phone is a film that transcends conventional horror. It delves into complex themes such as trauma, survival, and the connection between the living and the dead. Throughout the movie, we are faced with a haunting question: how far can one go to break free from the grip of evil? The answer, as shown through Finney's journey, is that the strength to survive often comes from within. The film not only leaves the audience on edge, but also forces us to reflect on the nature of courage and resilience. It reminds us that even when we are trapped in the darkest situations, there is always a way out, always hope. And it's this blend of horror and human resilience that makes The Black Phone a unique and unforgettable cinematic experience. This concludes the detailed analysis and recap of The Black Phone's plot and themes. The narrative presents a profound blend of psychological depth and supernatural terror, leaving a lasting impression both as a horror story and as a tale of survival and empowerment. Hey, Minute Recaps fam, that's a wrap for another recap. If you enjoyed this breakdown of The Black Phone and want more content packed with details and insights, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss any of our upcoming videos. We've got some awesome stuff coming your way, so stay tuned for more recaps and deep dives. And of course, drop a comment below. Let us know what you thought of the movie and what film or show you want us to cover next. Thanks for watching. See you on the next Minute Recaps.